Wake up, human. According to your sleep sensors, it's been 8 hours since you fell asleep, which is the ideal amount of sleep for a human of your age, according to my research. There we go. Good morning, human. Well, there isn't day or night in space, but it is 9:35 in the time zone you used to live in when you were still on Earth. According to our sensors, your sleep was restful, but I've come to understand that it is common human courtesy to ask about their rest. So, did you sleep well, human? I'm glad to hear it. I've brought you breakfast too. Our cook prepared for you a dish with the exact amount of calories and nutrients that you need, as well as trying to resemble Earth's food as well as possible, so that you would eat it with a better spirit. You need to recover your energy. I know that yesterday's tests were exhausting for you, and I apologize for that. Today's schedule will be lighter for you. We will focus more on psychological and personality tests. The human mind is fascinating to me. Your way of thinking is so similar to ours, and at the same time so... alien. Have you finished your breakfast? Great. I hope the taste reminded you of what you used to have on Earth. Now, before we start our tests, there is something I want to talk with you about. Something that has been worrying me lately. Why are you unhappy, human? I know that humans express their emotions differently than we do, but after the couple of months you've been with us, I think I've gotten quite good at interpreting your emotions, and you seem visibly unhappy. We observed you living your life on Earth for a while, before deciding you were the ideal subject for our experiments, you know? And there is something clearly wrong with you since we brought you to our ship. After a few days of expected resistance and defiance, you finally accepted your place, but you act very differently from when you lived on Earth. Whenever we aren't doing tests, you just sit down in your room, sighing and looking through the window into the endless abyss. I've checked your sensors and your blood work, afraid that you could have contracted some kind of illness, but you are physically okay. In fact, thanks to our meticulously planned meals, you are in a better physical form than you were on Earth. So why are you acting like this, human? Yes, I know that humans are social creatures. I gathered as much at the very beginning of my investigations. But you're not isolated. There are 10 people here, most of which you see and interact with on a daily basis. Well, you are the only human, that's right. But even if I'm not human, I'd like to think that I'm not only your researcher, but also your friend, aren't I? Well, that was hurtful. I thought we had bonded, as you say. Well, never mind. What could I do to cure your unhappiness? I'm afraid that's not an option. We can't simply return you back to Earth, even if I wanted. Think about it. You've been missing for 2 months. If we returned you, what are you going to tell everyone? If you tell them the truth, they'll think you've gone mad. And we both know that. Also, my investigation is far from finished, because our species is exploring the whole cosmos. We don't have countries like you. Instead, we are divided by the branches of science that we study. Humans have been a passion of mine since I was a child. And if I extract from you as much information about humans as I'm hoping to, that would make me the greater authority on human studies, which would grant me as much power as one of your presidents may have. I could spend my whole life just studying humans, with the best research teams available. It would be a dream come true, as you say. We don't really dream, but I understand the meaning of expression. So, even if you don't consider me a friend, will you try to get better and help me in my research? Please? I know humans are highly empathetic beings. How long will my research take? Well, my investigation is about human development and aging, so around 30 or 40 Earth years, I'd say. Oh, and now there's water coming from your eyes. Right. That happens when humans are feeling strong emotions they can't contain. What's wrong, human? Did I say something that upset you? Yes, I know that you'll be old in 40 years. That's... that's the point, human. I can hardly do research on aging if you don't age, don't you think? Now there's even more water. Why is this so upsetting for you, human? You were contributing to science. Doesn't that make you happy? Okay, that one is on me for asking. What could I do to make you happier? My research is not going to be generalizable if my test subject is not acting like humans usually act. My previous investigations pointed out that a prolonged mental discomfort has negative repercussions on human health. Wait! I have an idea, human. What about I find you a mate? We could scan the whole planet to find someone that is perfect for you. We both would benefit from it. You would have another human to bond with and have a relationship. And I would get to see with my own eyes your mating rituals and... how do you call it? A romantic relationship? That's one of the parts of human psychology I've never managed to understand. And I think it would be fascinating to observe. I could make 2 investigations instead of 1. There would be no way I am not the higher authority on humans after this. You don't like that either? Why not? I thought that having a mate was one of the most important objectives of every human. You just want to go back to your old life, huh? And why, human? Here, all the stressing factors of your life on Earth are removed. Your sustain is guaranteed as well as almost anything you may desire, as long as we can reasonably get it. There's no taxes or politics or nothing of that sort here. You miss the people you knew back home? And is that feeling so strong that it could keep you unhappy for a long time? I see, but you must understand, human. I need to do this research. Humans are my passion, and if I want to avoid becoming just a second-class researcher, I need to become an expert on your kind. So even though I'm willing to admit that I don't like you being unhappy, I can't simply go back to Earth and leave you. You understand, right? Come on, human! Don't be like this! You don't have neither the means nor the knowledge to go back to your planet, so why don't you just accept your fate and try to enjoy your stay here? I can't force you to be happy. Sure, I could put some kind of substance in your food to make you more compliant, but that would render my studies invalid. But I really want you to be happy here. What could I do? I need you to willingly take part on this, but you don't seem to want to. Listen, human, I have an offer to make you, and this is, by far, the best deal that I'm willing to put on the metaphorical table. Maybe I can reduce the scope of my investigation and have you here with us for only a year, but in exchange, I would require your full cooperation in any tests and experiments that I might need to subject you to. I can guarantee that you will suffer no harm from then, the same way you haven't been harmed by any of our previous tests. What do you say? Yes, a full year. Having you any less would greatly hinder my investigations, but I promise that if you collaborate with us, a year from now, you'll be back home. What will you tell people? Don't worry about that. We will think of something and falsify any documents necessary. It should go without saying, but you absolutely cannot tell anyone where you've actually been. They probably wouldn't believe you even if you did, but we don't want to take that risk. So do you accept our deal, human? It is the best I can offer you. I'm glad to hear it. I will have to gather as much information as possible in our year together then. I will let you rest for a bit now. I will be back in an hour to continue our test. Today, we are going to test what you humans call imagination, I think. They say that most humans can see objects in their minds even if they aren't actually seeing them. If that's true, that's something I want to investigate in depth. It sounds fascinating.